Most people don't think. People think that they think, but actually they don't really think, not strategically and not intelligently enough. You're watching this video because you want to be a successful man. In order to be successful, you need to have clarity. And in order to have clarity, you need to know how to think. You have to think properly. So, let's talk about the 80-20 rule, also known as Paretos Principle. This principle states that 80% of your efforts account for 20% of your results, and 20% of your efforts account for 80% of your results. So, what differentiates the failure from the successful man? The successful man doesn't work harder, he works smarter. What he does is when he goes to work, the first thing he does before he even starts is he stops and he asks himself, what is the 20% effort that I can do that's going to produce the 80% of my results? Okay? What's the 20%, the all-important high-leverage 20% of activities that I can do that are going to produce 80% of my results? And then successful men focus on the 20%, and that's how they get the high leverage and the large outcomes, the successful results. Okay? So, the first thing you need to understand in this video, if you want success and if you haven't had it yet, it's not about working harder, it's about thinking smarter, being more strategic, which brings us to how do I think more clearly and get more clarity. So ultimately, if you want to be a high leverage successful man, you need to be working on the essential 20% that's going to get you 80% of your results. Now, how do you know what the 20% is? You need to think in a certain way. You need to sit down and think on paper. The biggest mistake you have been making in your life is you're thinking inside your own head. You're trying to, solve everything and manage everything inside your own head. You're not putting it down on paper where you can stop your thoughts, organize them, look at them strategically, take a 30,000 foot view, and then be able to strategically think, okay, I see I've been doing this. That's probably a waste of time. I should be doing this. If I did this instead, that would produce a lot more. That's the 20%. I'm going to stop doing this because that is not that's the 80% of effort that's only giving me 20% of my results. If I shifted and only did this 20%, then I would dramatically increase my output, right? So you need to remember and use the Pareto Principle, the 80-20 rule, and then you need to put pen to paper, write down your thoughts, look at everything, okay? And you need to sit down for an hour, 2 hours, a day, 2 days, whatever, to get a clear view of the whole landscape. Take everything that was jumbled up and hyper up in here, put it down where you can see it, and then evaluate. Get clarity, okay? And then when you have clarity, you choose the 20%, and then you start working only on that 20%, and that's when you start getting to the next level. Success doesn't come from working harder, it comes from working smarter. In my private support group, we're constantly examining what is this 20%, and then what's the 20% inside that 20%. If you want to join my private mastermind group, shoot me a DM on Instagram with the word support. I want you to imagine an invisible wall. You probably feel like you've been hitting up against an invisible wall. Now, most people's strategy when they're hitting up an invisible wall is just hit harder. Hit harder and more frequent, right? That is not the answer. You need to shift your strategy. You need to think smarter, not work harder. Most people in the world are hard workers. They break their backs, do 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-hour weeks, and are broke, are failures, are nameless, don't leave a legacy, and just waste their lives. If hard work was the formula for success, most people would be successful. It's not about how hard you work, it's about how smart you work. Start using the 80-20 rule in conjunction with writing down your thoughts and thinking on paper and setting aside a certain time. That is what's going to change the game for you. So leave a comment below. Did this advice help you? Are you gonna do it? Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification icon to keep getting more productivity tips for men. My name's Jat T. Jones, and I'll see you in the next video.